Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the live, y'all. How you guys doing today on this beautiful Sunday? We're gonna wait a little bit for everybody to come into here. As you guys may have noticed, I changed the channel name to Sage Talks because I'm the Sage and I'm talking all the time. Y'all be here, y'all be listening to me talk. So I said, let me change it so it can fit what's really going on around these parts. But as you guys come in, let me know how you guys are doing. I'm going to go ahead and add a poll for today. What do y'all think I should ask? What do y'all think I should ask y'all on this poll? Now, the reason why I created the topic or I came up with the topic today is because in the last live, there were so many people who said that it was really hard for them to say no. And I'm like, that's surprising. So today I'm going to ask you guys, has it been hard in the past to say no to others? So yes, no. I cannot remember for those who cannot remember. So those are our options for today. We're going to go ahead and start the poll. There we go. So as y'all come in, go ahead and make sure y'all let me know that y'all are here before we get started on the topic for today. So I'm just wait a little bit. I got a lot to tell you guys today. But I'm also interested because I did change my YouTube name. So I'm wondering like how that will affect the YouTube. Will you guys know that it's me? How will you guys know it's me if I change my name, you know? But you guys should know that it's me because I've changed my name a lot before. If you guys were a part of my initial subscribers, y'all know that my name used to be different. So this is like the third time that I changed my name. So, but yeah, y'all, today we're going to be talking about why is it so hard to say no? I want y'all to talk about, you know, what y'all want to talk about, what y'all want to tell me about. We got the Let's Discuss up for today. So y'all can tell me whatever y'all want to talk about. Give me whatever suggestions that y'all want to give me. You know, make sure y'all like the video. Double tap. Double tap. Hey, y'all. Hey, Justy. Hey, Dino. What we talking about today? Today we are talking about why is it so hard for so many people to say no and how that's affecting you guys. And I want to go ahead and add a little personal story so y'all know that y'all are not alone. You are not alone. Hey, Pimber. How y'all doing today? I see we already got some people voting. We already have a few people voting, so I like that. Hello, shout out to Scotland. Hello, Donald. How are you doing? Make sure y'all double tap the live, y'all. We about to get started in just a second. I'm super excited. Good things are happening all together. Good things are happening. Let me look at the poll real quick. So 50% said yes, they had a hard time saying no in the past. 25% said no, and then 25% said I cannot remember. Am I that legendary musician? Yes, they're making a movie about me. They are. Did y'all know that? They're making a movie about me? Just in case y'all didn't know. I'll let you know. A what? Oh, an acquaintance? And I'm a cis man. I'm in my mind, I'm like, CIS? You in the CIS? You in the FBI? I'm dead. So she butted in the conversation and started talking about something. What she started talking about? So we're gonna go ahead and get the conversation started, y'all. Y'all ready? Before we get the conversation started, y'all, I do got an announcement that I'm gonna tell y'all. Should I wait? I'll wait a little bit. Maybe I'll wait a little bit. He said, but I never said no because I thought, oh, maybe it's them being like nice and stuff and trying to compliment me. Oh, so what did she do? She just butted in your conversation? Is that what she did? And so you was trying to be nice and not tell her like to stop cutting me off and stop getting in my conversation and mind your business. That's what the problem was. Okay, y'all. So let's go ahead and start with the conversation, because I had to realize that this has actually been a slight issue that I was dealing with lately, is when to say no to certain stuff and how that was affecting me. So I want to tell y'all that story, but I want to go ahead and talk about like some of the things about, people who have a hard time saying no. And hey, Deborah Nice, welcome back. Welcome back. How you been? So for people who have like a hard time saying no, understand a lot of that is from trauma. Also, a lot of that is from the fact that you are human, right? So understand, as human beings, the real currency is human connection. If you have human connection, you are very powerful. You networking, you connected, you in the loop. You're very powerful. So you can think back to our ancestors who may have been kicked out of their community. They therefore no longer had human connection, human safety, human support. Guess what happened? Now they left out in the cold struggling, and probably very quickly, because they were no longer a part of a community. So at the end of the day, you have to understand that that fear of losing a relationship is a natural fear for many people. Make sure y'all double tap the live, y'all. Make sure y'all double tap, like the live, y'all. Vote in the poll, y'all. So that's a natural fear for many people, is to lose out on something, lose out on connections. Okay. So let me see what y'all talking about. You said like she was talking about like doing like weird stuff to me, so I never said no, because like maybe it's her way of being sweet or something. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess you have to be there to understand what's going on with that situation. Hello, Adam. Yes, all is well over here, y'all. Life is going well. I'm excited. I'm super excited about life. Good things are happening, y'all. Good things are happening. All this and brains too, just so y'all know what it says. So, like I was saying, a lot of people have that fear of saying no because they don't want to be judged. Like, they feel like if I say no, they're going to think I'm a bad person. They're going to think that I'm not useful, that I'm not helpful. And all of that comes from their own trauma, their own limiting beliefs. It doesn't mean it's true, but the thing about it is that you saying no brings up a sensation of fear in your spirit. And it's like, there's something behind that fear. That's the reason why a lot of people struggle to be saying no. And then other times it's just that they're just not assertive. Y'all know that cheer song, Be aggressive. Be aggressive. Y'all know that song? Some people are afraid to be aggressive. They don't want to be seen as aggressive. Like I remember, now this is not on the aggressive side of the story, but I remember I was talking to somebody and they said every time they go into a store, they buy something. Like they always buy something when they go into a store. And I'm like, why? And they was telling me that they are scared that if they leave the store without buying something, they're going to think, the people in the store going to think that they're stealing. That is a form of not being able to say no. Like if you feel like you have to buy something from a store, unless people are going to think that you're stealing, that is a fear of not saying no. Because not buying something in a way is saying no. You're saying no to not wanting anything in there. Now that fear could be like a social conditioning because of your race. You may be in an environment where you feel like, okay, well, they're going to think just because of my race that I'm steal. Or just your own like insecurities. Like it's a crazy thing to think that I'm going to always buy something even if I don't want it, just because I don't want them to think. If you even just ended that sentence right there, I don't want them to think, is a crazy thing. But to even expand that to say I don't want them to think that I'm stealing is a crazy mindset, honestly. And a lot of people have it. A lot of people have it. Have you ever felt that way? Justy said, I steal if I'm broke, which is always. Okay. You said, if my loved ones are very close friends, need help, or ask for money, then I say yes, 80%, and they always pay back on time. Adam, that's amazing to have a good little group of people around you who will always pay you back and you trust them. Hello, hello, Nicolas. Hello, hello. Hello, Ruben. How you guys doing? So, yeah. I think that's amazing to have a trusted group of people around. A lot of people don't trust the people like that around to be able to say, I know this person is going to give and pay me back. You know? So, that's amazing. Okay. Shout out to y'all. So what I was gonna tell y'all earlier that I was gonna wait to tell y'all, I wanted to tell y'all know how I was telling y'all last week about thinking about doing a small group to support you guys in identity reconstruction, belief shifting, and so you guys are no longer harboring on those negative thoughts. Guess what I did for y'all? So I went ahead and I created a small group, and mine just going to be very small, and it's a great price. Understand this. The price that I'm giving y'all is a price that y'all will not see in the future. But I decided to do a small group. It's gonna be like an intimate workshop. I'm really excited about it. Only 3 people. I'm only gonna do 3 people. And during this intimate workshop, it's gonna be March 7th. It's gonna be on a Saturday, 12 p.m. Central Time if y'all in the Central area. And we're gonna sit there together, and I'm gonna take you guys through a thinking process. And I'm gonna also give y'all a free workbook. It's a very long workbook. I love this workbook. So for me to give this to y'all for free, y'all really getting something, right? So I'm going to take y'all through this. And if you've been feeling stuck, like if you've been feeling stuck with money, relationships, career, your own confidence, the way you talk to yourself, this is going to be that intimate setting where you can overcome that. And you'll be able to see the beliefs, see where you got those beliefs from, etc., etc. So I put the link in the description if you're interested in it. Go ahead and sign up if you're interested. And I'm super excited to see who's going to be there, who's going to be overcoming their limiting beliefs. So that's super exciting. What else? What y'all talking about? Hey, Haywood, how you doing? Hello, Too Much Tea. Hey, y'all. Your friends and close friends reflect yourself. That is true. That is true. Hello, Ruben. How you guys doing? How y'all doing, y'all? It's getting warm where I am, y'all. It's getting warm, and I got this window open. It's getting warm. Like today. What's today? It got to be like 70-something degrees today, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hello, Daniel. Hey, y'all. What y'all doing today? Okay, y'all. So let's continue with the conversation. Y'all ready? Y'all about to get 2 feet of snow. Oh, my God. Somebody said just always claim broke and they won't ask. That's crazy. Thank you, y'all. Thank you. So back to what I was saying. A lot of people struggle to say no. And like I was telling you guys last week, if you're struggling to say no, that's a form of self-sabotage. I also consider that a form of abuse to yourself, like you abusing yourself if you struggle to say no. And that's a lack of boundaries altogether. You have a lack of boundaries altogether if you struggle to say no. Like, imagine this. Y'all know though, if y'all American, this is for Americans, probably understand this. Americans know the Wild Wild West. Y'all know when I say the Wild Wild West, y'all know what I'm talking about? If you're not American, you might not understand the Wild Wild West. But the Wild Wild West is like basically a time and place in the Wild Wild West in America somewhere. And with that, they could really just do whatever. There was no laws. There was no laws. Anything could happen. Shootouts. Yeah, anything. Right? There you go. And so if you are not able to say no, what you're basically doing is you're creating an internal environment that becomes the Wild Wild West. Now imagine every time you don't say no to somebody, imagine that you're in the Wild Wild West and anything about to happen. Somebody might just take you out that day. People getting their guns. You know how they get the guns and they shift, like throw it in the air and then go in a circle. Y'all ever seen that? You said y'all have a saying in the UK, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. And like what, I think it was Bill Clinton, he said, fool me again, you ain't gonna fool me again. Something like that. So, yeah. But honestly, being able to say no is a true skill. Like if y'all mama was not an assertive person, yeah, baby, you gonna have to learn that skill. Being able to say no is like a true skill because you're gonna have to do it so often. You're gonna have to do it at work. You're gonna have to be confident that you're not gonna lose your job just because you said no, you're not coming in, you're not staying later. You're gonna have to be able to stay confident in your family relationships when your family wants you to do something and you are against it, or you don't longer believe in that, and you scared that you might not ever have your family again. You have to learn how to say no. If you have children and your kids just want to do whatever they want to do, walk around looking crazy, they okay with it, but you understand the outcome of it. You gonna be scared that your kids not gonna like you. You know, it's a lot of reasons why you're gonna have to learn to say no. You cannot be afraid to lose a relationship from not saying no. You cannot be afraid to lose a relationship just because you say no. Oh, I'm a doctor. Okay. Okay, doctor. Okay. Hello, Yusuf. How you guys doing? How you doing? But also understand that there is a strong correlation from people who cannot say no to people who have mental health issues. Think about that. A lot of people who cannot say no, they have some form of a mental health issue. It could be anxiety. Maybe they're dealing with extreme anxiety, you know. Um, Maybe they're dealing with depression or lack of confidence. These are issues that affect your ability to think straight and think sensibly, right? And so another thing that I be telling people when you have a hard time saying no, and I say this all the time, like I feel like I'm saying this all the time, but any place you go has laws. And that's why I mentioned Wild Wild West earlier. Any place that you go to has laws. And I don't know what that means, but gotta put you on timeout. I'm putting y'all in timeout, y'all. I'm not gonna block you, but I'm gonna put you in timeout for, I don't know, some of the things that y'all are saying. I don't get it. Okay, that's what I was saying. Hey, that's what I was saying, y'all. So any place you go to has laws. You go to a store, they have rules. If you're not acting right in that store, in that restaurant, they're going to kick you out. They're going to call the police to kick you out. Like, okay. You go to a different country, they're going to have laws. They're going to have rules and regulation. You can't even be there for a certain amount of time. Like, you can't be there for over a certain amount of time if you're not from that country. Like, people have laws. Why do they have these laws? Because they want the environment that they're in to feel and look like a particular way. What? Hello, Dwayne. Okay. Anywho, they want their environment to look and feel a particular type of way. So it's the same for you guys as regular people every single day who are struggling to say no. You have to really start to validate yourself in the desires that you want. There are things that you want in this life. And most of the time those things lead back to you being content and at peace with your life, with yourself, with your body, with your habits, with your experiences. Most of the time, that's what the things that you desire in this life leads to, is peace and contentment. Pride, maybe, excitement, love, joy, peace, 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 right? That's what most of the time these things are going to lead back to. Make sure you guys like the video, y'all. Make sure y'all double tap, y'all. How y'all going to see me again if y'all not double tapping? Anywho. So As long as you understand that that is a priority for your life, that's how you're going to start to realize when I'm not saying no, it's going against my ability to have peace. Like, this is the common sense. Understand, listen to what I said. This is the common sense that we often lose, right? People be like, common sense is not so common anymore because everybody's mind is so focused on the internet. Their mind is not within them, not experiencing their feelings, not sensing themselves, right? That's a common sense that people are losing. So your ability to not sense the fact that you're uncomfortable, or sense your emotions, sense your discomfort in your body, those are the things that people are forgetting, and then they are disconnecting from themselves, and then it's hard for people to say no, right? So just remember, you are a state, you are a being. You have the right and the ability to make a decision about what type of environment you want for yourself, how you want people to interact with you. Because if you don't make that decision today, then people are just going to interact with you in any type of way. Or it could even be that some people communicate but don't keep the boundaries that they speak on. It's just like having a sign that says don't litter, and then people start littering and you don't start enforcing it. Maybe you put a sign out there that say don't litter, and then you see somebody litter and then you go clean up after them. No, if you put a sign up that say don't litter and you see somebody litter, you need to give them a ticket, call the police, take them to jail, write them up, let them know they banned. You can't let people continue to disrespect you, or you will continue to be disrespected. That's just what's gonna happen. Hey, y'all just coming in here just saying the most random stuff. Y'all, why y'all saying random stuff? Today we talking about why people find it difficult to say no. Trending topics. We're gonna talk a little bit about boundaries. Y'all, make sure y'all like the live, y'all. We got 40 votes though. That's a lot. We got 41. So let's go ahead and read. The question is, has it been hard in the past to say no to others? 57% said yes. 21% said no, and another 21% said I cannot remember. But majority of the people say yes. They feel like it's been difficult for them to say no in the past. So this is what this conversation is for, is for those individuals who find it difficult to say no. Seriously. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? So understand, man. Understand. People are having a struggle to say no, maybe because of social conditioning, maybe because they come from a culture where the men make the final decision. You know, you could be like, I know more Middle Eastern countries have a culture where the men are the one who speak up, make the final decision, speak for the women a lot of the times. So maybe you have a struggle saying no because that's the type of culture you come from. I mean, we can't be upset with the culture because that's the culture. It created itself for some reason. But sometimes you have to step outside of a system that is not supporting you. You can't keep yourself in systems that you feel like are not supporting you as a happy individual. Now, that's just one example as to a social conditioning that, that could affect somebody's ability to say no, right? Another one could just be that you're afraid of conflict. Maybe you grew up with hot and cold people. You might have grew up with a parent who was hot and cold on and off. You never knew what to expect. Or you grew up with somebody in your family who, anytime you didn't do what they asked you to do, they blew up on you. And now you got a fear of saying no. That's a real thing. That don't make you a bad person. It's just something that happens, and you have to figure out a way to move through it and over it and beyond it, so you no longer stuck in that feedback loop of, oh my God, what if they go off on me? Well, I just won't say nothing, or I'll keep it to myself. Little stuff like that. And again, another reason just could be that you lack being able to be assertive. And yeah, even religious systems can create a social conditioning that makes some people afraid to say no. especially if you are in a community of people who all share that same religion and they all share a similar belief. And if you disagree with something, if that's the only community that you have, then boom, you're going to be afraid to lose all the people that you know, the loved ones. I heard that with Jehovah Witnesses, that, and I'm not Jehovah Witness, I don't have anything against any Jehovah Witness, right? But this, I'm just telling you guys what I heard. I heard that in Jehovah Witness community, if you do not follow particular rules that they have in their religion, they will excommunicate you. And nobody in their community can speak to you anymore. So that could give a lot of people a lot of fear. It's like, well, if I don't follow these rules, well, they're never gonna talk to me. I might not even be able to talk to my parents. I may not even be able to talk to my sisters, my brothers. So it varies for people why they're afraid to say no. It does vary for sure. But that's one of those things where you have to sit down and figure that out yourself. And like I said in the last video, if you over the age of 25 and you still struggle to say no, you have a serious problem. And you really need some serious help. And I'm not being funny. I'm being so serious. Like, I'm being very, very serious when I say, if you're over the age of 25, your brain is fully developed. Say that again. Your brain is fully developed and you still struggle to say no, you have an issue. One of the things that I also see personally with people being afraid to say no is that they cannot stand on their own. Like, they cannot stand on their own by themselves. Like, they always need somebody to pay their bills. They always need a place to stay. They maybe ain't never paid their own bills. Maybe ain't never lived on their own. It's like, they need other people to survive. So if you in the mindset of I need other people to survive, that's going to be some of the people who have the most difficult time saying no. Right? My Instagram is Miana the Sage. I will be changing that soon to Sage Talks, because that's what we're going to be. I need to start getting this. I'm going to get a shirt that says Sage Talks. I think that would be real cute. What color should I make it, y'all? If I say Sage Talk, should it be sage? Should it be pink? Should it be magenta? What color should it be? That would be real cute. Hey, GR, how you doing? So make sure y'all double tap. Make sure y'all double tap, y'all. So again, a lot of these are just learned skills. If you were not raised in an environment that taught you it, you gonna have to figure it out. It's 2026. The information is out there. Y'all gonna have to figure it out. Ain't nobody gonna be babying you, patting your back, and really caring about your survival skills. Like, it's not that many people out there. Like, it's not that many people out there who are going to sit up here and be like, oh my God, let me help these people. Let me take all the time out of my day to speak up for these people, to defend these people. Like, it's a small amount of people who are going to do that. And you cannot really rely on somebody to come and save your day. Like, you just really can't. So it's getting to a point where you have to figure it out. You starting to realize that, oh, maybe the fact that I'm not saying no is making me upset. It's making me go insane mentally. It's giving me psychological issues and physical issues. Like, you have to start admitting that and saying, hey, I have a problem. And then once you say that, you got to make a decision of, okay, well, I'm going to start saying no. And it's like one of those things where, let me tell y'all, I'm going to give y'all a story, then I'm going to tell y'all how it relates, right? So I had went out of town and I brought my son. Y'all know my son, Red, my baby. I had brought my baby. And as I was packing up, he had ran out of the room and ran underneath the building that we were staying in. Now, it took a very long time, and my baby was so scared he did not want to come out. Like, he was in a foreign place, lots of different types of people, his dogs out. He did not want to come out. But it was either you're going to come out or you're going to be here and you're going to be scared for the rest of your life and stuck in a foreign place for the rest of your life. Like, that's the only options that you have, right? So either you're going to come Okay, thank you. Either you're going to come out here and you're going to allow me to save you, protect you, and put you in the place that you need to be, or you're going to be afraid, struggling, and in fear for the rest of your life because I'm not going to be able to take you home because I was not near my home. I was far from my home. So I eventually saved him and took him home, and he still was scared after that. He was still, I think he had a couple of nightmares. My little baby had a couple of nightmares after that, but he was home. He was home. And so it's the same story as that. So many people are afraid to say no. And what it's doing, because they're afraid to say something that will save them. Save them? No, no, no. I'll put it in the chat for you, sweetie. They're afraid to say something that's going to literally save their life. So they keep themselves in a state of fear. And now they're in the same cycle. It's over and over and over again. Over and over and over again. It's like if you just said no, if you just allowed yourself to be saved and pulled out of this foreign place and taken to a peaceful place, you will have a better life. But because you are stuck and you're hiding and you cannot say no, you're keeping yourself in an unfamiliar, very unhealthy, psychologically damning place. Seriously, like that's literally what's happening because you're afraid to say no. So it's either you become courageous and you start to take those steps to save yourself, or you're going to continue to put yourself in a state of high cortisol, high stress. And let me tell y'all what happens. Real facts that I'm about to tell y'all. Evidence-based information that I'm about to tell y'all. Thank you guys so much. Okay. So, anywho, back to what I was saying, y'all. If y'all want to learn how to start saying no, y'all want to know the secret. Let me tell y'all the secret. Let me tell y'all a secret to how you're going to start saying no with ease. Like, you're going to get to a point where it's like, oh, this is natural to me. Like, this is who I am. Let me tell y'all how y'all going to start saying no. Y'all ready? Are you ready? Thank you guys for the compliments. Hey, Rico. How you doing, friend? Let me tell y'all how y'all going to start saying no. So this is how you start saying no. When you're in your room by yourself laying down, you just start saying, no, no, no. You just start saying it. Just say it by yourself. Like, seriously, just say it by yourself. Say it in your room, whisper it, say it in your mind. Somebody say something to you and you don't like what they said, say it in your head. Say no. Like, what the hell? What the hell is wrong with these people? No. No. That's how you're going to start saying it. So what happens is you're going to start feeling comfortable just saying the word by yourself. Like, if you're seriously struggling to say no, you're just going to start by getting comfortable saying it by yourself in your own room. You're not saying it to nobody. The second thing that you can do is you can go online. No, exactly. You go online, you scroll. Wait, Rico, I think he was just repeating what I was saying. But let me see. I don't know if you can. Let me see. Let me make sure. Sorry, Lions. He didn't know. He didn't know. Okay, anywho. So, what was I saying? That was funny. I mean, not for him, but anywho. The second thing, when you online, you're on social media, just scroll. And that's the problem. A lot of times y'all can say no, y'all just get afraid to do it in person. So it do be creating like it's mental. It's a mental disorder, literally. So you go on social media, you scrolling, and you gonna say yes, no. And you gonna start unfollowing people too. You gonna be like, nope, I don't like this, unfollow. Nope, I don't like this, unfollow. That's what you're gonna do. Those are a couple of things you're gonna do. I'm telling you. If you start now, it's gonna take you far. It's gonna take you very far, I'm telling you. So let me tell y'all something. There are serious health reasons, health issues connected to an inability to say no. So y'all sitting up here telling me y'all can't say no. Let me tell you what's going to happen to you, to your health, because you cannot say no. This is serious research. People have done the research, and this is what they said is happening to the people who cannot say no. So if you can't say no and you're not going to even try to start trying to practice it, let me tell you what's going to happen to you. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen to you. First things first, people who cannot say no and they're constantly complying and being like, okay, whatever, I'm just going to do it just because, or they have that resistance within them where they don't feel comfortable, but they just don't say no. They activate chronic stress. And with prolonged social stress comes prolonged diseases, right? So this creates a wear and tear on the body, and the body starts to slowly break down, right? It got to know exactly, Rico, exactly. On top of that, because some of these people are not assertive, it causes them anxiety and depression. This is what the scientists are saying. Because you cannot say no, you're causing yourself more anxiety, you're causing yourself more depression, right? Because what's happening is you're silencing your inner talk. That self-talk, when your self is speaking to you and telling you, I don't like this, I feel uncomfortable, I don't like these people, I don't want to be here anymore. And you say, shut up, these other people's opinion is better and more interesting than yours. You're self-silencing. You're causing yourself stress. You're dysregulated. Your nervous system cannot deal with it anymore. You're depressed. Hi, how are you doing? How y'all doing? Make sure y'all double tap. We almost at 20 likes. Shout out to the 20 people who liked today. Hey y'all. You're burning yourself out. All that wear and tear is not gonna go anywhere but in you. Now you burnt out, you ain't got no energy. Now you wonder, why do I get headaches? I knew this one person. To this day, I blocked this person because I had to do some work with this person, and this person's behavior had me discombobulated. And so after that, I just blocked the person because this type of behavior is not anything I want to surround myself with. And this person would text me and talk about other people and be like, oh, this person is da da da. They would tell me all these people's business. But then when it was time to confront the person and like speak up on the behavior, I was the only one speaking up. I'm like, how you sit up here and you telling me how you don't like this person, but then the person also admitted that, hey, I'm a passive person. I'm a passive aggressive person. I don't like conflict. And so I'm just going to put my head down and twiddle my fingers until I don't have to be here anymore. So that person was very self-aware. But that self-aware, guess what? They would say every time they would have to come and do work, they would get headaches. Bitch, that's what you get. Because you should have spoke up and said no. And then guess what happens? Now you leaving the people who are speaking up to get all the blunt end of the force and to be ridiculed when you have the same thoughts. And now them people who could have been on your side supporting you don't like you no more. So if you can't say no, you're not going to find your tribe. You're going to be around a whole bunch of people who don't really like you because you don't say no. But when you start saying no, you're going to know who your people, who not your people. I'm telling you. So, anywho, you got a headache now. Why you got a headache, Byron? Hello, Byron. How you doing? How you been? So, you need to go take some ibuprofen, Byron. Anywho. So, overextending yourself is a way of not being able to say no. You got Bob, Billy, John, and Aaliyah over here asking you to do something all on the same day, and you so afraid to say no. And now you worn and torn, and you ain't got no energy because everybody asked you to do something and you said yes to everybody. Now you exhausted. Hello. Now you exhausted. Now you ain't got no energy. Now you got a headache. Now you can't tend to yourself because you done gave all your energy to Bill, Bob, and Aaliyah. Make sure y'all double tap the live, y'all. Double tap. Hey, y'all, double tap. Hey, y'all, how y'all doing? And it's going to cause a lot of emotional burnout because when you dedicating all your energy to other people, you're not going to have energy to dedicate to yourself. And we're human. We're only given so much amount of energy every day. You cannot give all your energy to everybody else and put yourself last. Another thing, here's one that I find very interesting. Because y'all ever met somebody who just always had some type of like issue? Like they just had stomach issues. Like they had to take medicine so that they can go to the bathroom. Like that bad. Right? Hey Andrew, how you doing? Okay. Byron, we're gonna put you on timeout for today because you talking crazy. So literally, a lot of people who suppress their needs and their wants, and they're not saying no, they're not setting boundaries, they're not setting rules, regulating their environment, they again get more headaches. They start having intestinal issues with their stomach. They stomach like my stomach bubbling. That's what be happening. They be tired all the time. They can't sleep. Like imagine that woman who know her man always flirting with other women. What happened to that woman's nervous system? She's always on guard. She's always alert. She can't relax because she don't know how to say no to the man who disturbing her peace. You know? So you're in a chronic state of anxiety. What are you holding on to that you feel like you will not be able to get if you just said no? No, I am a man. I'm a grown hold up. I am a grown man. Anywho, so low assertiveness predicts poor relationships. So you can't say no, therefore you have terrible relationships. That's just what it is. And you're not even mentally well. Shout out to Maine. Shout out to Maine. So listen to this. For all of my people who are afraid to say no, you should be afraid to not say no. Like you should be afraid to be saying yes all the time. And you should be looking at yourself like, if I haven't said no to something in the past week, what's going on with my life? Like, and I remember I showed y'all this when the Medea. So you should be afraid to not be able to say no. And I showed you guys before this in the past. When I asked you guys, would you eat this or not? Right? And I showed y'all a whole bunch of pictures, which I'll show you guys some of the pictures again for anybody who was not in that live, just so you guys are aware of what's going on. Okay? Hold up, give me a second. Let me show y'all the pictures. How y'all been doing, y'all? Happy Sunday, y'all. I'm happy. While I'm showing y'all this picture, I can tell you the personal story, right? So, I felt bad, right? For something. I felt bad for something, right? And so, because I felt bad for something, I didn't want to not participate. Like I was like, okay, I have to participate. I have to put myself out there, because if I don't put myself out there, then I'm gonna feel bad for these people, you know? So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just do it. I'm gonna stress myself out and just do it, because if I don't do it, then I'm gonna feel really bad for not doing it, because I feel like these people already been through enough, and if I do anything else, it's just gonna be additional, you know, just additional stress. That why would they have to go through that, you know? So I was like, well, I'm just not gonna say no, y'all. I don't know if it was because I took 2 energy drinks in 2 days, which is not of me. I don't really do energy drinks or coffee, or it could have definitely contributed, but I literally got a migraine for like 5 days straight. And then I sat down one night and I said, you know what? I'm trying to force myself to be there for others because I feel bad for these individuals, for things that are really out of my control. And I decided, you know what I'm going to do is not be there. I'm not going to be there. And it didn't make the headache just disappear overnight, but it definitely took a lot of stress away from me. And if I would have sat there and tried to force myself to be superwoman and be there for everybody and for myself, I wouldn't have had a self to be there for. Because, baby, that headache was That migraine was eating at me. So that was a physical symptom. It could have been from various reasons. It could have been because I was traveling. I was traveling at the time. It could have been because I was staying up late. It could have been because I was taking energy drinks, and that's not norm for me. And it could have just been the fact that I have a lot of things going on in my day-to-day life. I got things going on in my day-to-day life. So that is a personal thing for me. Once I said no, I realized everything is set up for me to be able to say no and not have any backlash from saying no, because life works out for me in amazing ways, right? So I got it all figured out. I won't be there for those people. They'll see me another day. It's just gonna have to be what it is, because I gotta put myself first. They be like, I gotta put me first, Curtis. I gotta put me first. That's one of my favorite thoughts to have whenever I need to say no and I be feeling bad for saying no. Because I think it's natural to feel bad when you feel like you actually do something that people need. Like, I actually, I got a job. I got things that I do. But when you have a life, like, you do business with yourself first. And that's one thing I've really been thinking a lot about lately is I do business with myself before I do business with anybody else. And if the business with myself is not handled, then the business with everybody else will be chaotic for me. It will be extra stress, extra work on my plate if I don't get the business done with myself first. Now, the source you were worried about took a lot of your energy. Yeah, it would have if I dedicated my time to it, but I decided not to for that day. It will get done eventually, just not that day. So back to what I was telling you guys, for individuals who struggle to say no. Hey, Behavioral, welcome back, Behavioral. How you been? Do I have children? I have a sunny one who sleep right next to me. My baby is asleep right next to me on the ground. We got 80 votes. Make sure y'all double tap the live, y'all. So y'all struggling to say no. We did this before. If you weren't here, you weren't here. If you were here, you were here. Hey. So you struggle to say no. Tell me, do you want to eat this? Behavior said, I say no with no problem, period. Do you want to eat this? Yes or no? What y'all think? We did this before. Y'all want to eat this? Y'all tell me in the comments, yes or no? You got 3 kids? Oh, bye. Oh, my goodness. Hi, y'all. Do y'all want to eat this, yes or no? Do y'all want a cookie, yes or no? Tell me, what's up? Okay, we got a yes. A yes with milk. Okay. Okay, tell me this. Okay. Tell me, would y'all eat this? Tell me yes or no. Y'all want some of this? Y'all let me know. Oh, Andrew said no to the cookie. Y'all want some of this, y'all? Make sure y'all double tap the live, y'all. Double tap the live. Do y'all want some of this? No, okay. So y'all saying no. Why not? Why y'all don't want none? It's really good. It's really delicious. Y'all want some of this? Y'all want me to make you a sandwich with this? If I make a sandwich with this, y'all gonna eat it? Is y'all gonna eat the sandwich if I make it for y'all? Let me know. Hold up. Let me fast forward. Y'all want some of this? Y'all want some of this? This gonna be good. This gonna be a little good. We have a little dinner, but have to be married. Okay, period. You get married. Okay, so y'all don't want that. Somebody said waffles earlier. I got pancakes. Y'all want pancakes? Behavioral, you want pancakes? Penicillin sandwich. Y'all want pancakes with syrup and butter? You do? Let me know. Okay, let's do one more. You got watermelon. This is what they say is a black staple. That's what they say, especially the racists. But pancakes is bad for you. Okay, so the man with the journey said no to the pancakes. You headed to Waffle House right now. Hold up. Do y'all want this? Do y'all want this though? I think this might be good for some of y'all. Make sure y'all double tap, y'all. Y'all want some of this? Like, now look at that. Look at that, y'all. For anybody who has a problem saying no, if you just went through that little process with me, like if you were able to say yes or no, don't sit up here and tell me that you can't say no. Let me tell y'all what goes through your mind when you have the ability to say no. So for instance, we looked at the pancakes. Now I'm not really a pancake eater, but just for the purpose of this, I'm gonna say yes, right? So I like pancakes. Yes, I like pancakes. Pancakes are delicious. I eat it in the breakfast and it always makes me feel better. But for the rotten pumpkin, if I'm like, do you want this? And you look at the rotten pumpkin and you like, no, you might see maggots coming out of it. You know that you don't want to eat that because you know it will make you sick. It might even have long lasting sick issues. Like you might have long lasting health issues if you eat that. Right? I'll put the Instagram in the chat, y'all. You might have long lasting health issues if you eat that, right? So there are serious reasons why you said no. There are actual real reasons why you said no. And that's the same way that you have to think, the same mental process that you have to go through when you're dealing with everyday people, work, especially family, friends, kids, all those things, your apartments. Like, you want to see the picture? What we talking about eating? So, here. This is what we're talking about eating. You said not true. They could only be saying no because the subject is brought up. But what if it was randomly, then you would get them. What you mean? What if what was the what subject and what if what is randomly? So at the end of the day, if your why behind your no is not stronger than your desire for that relationship, your fear of being rejected, your fear of conflicts, all of these things, like if your no is not strong, then you're not going to feel validated in saying it. You're not going to feel confident in saying it. You're not going to put yourself first. So make sure you have a strong reason why you say no. And most of the time, you should feel valid in your own physical feelings, in your own emotions. You should feel valid in just that. Make sure y'all double tap the live, y'all. You should feel valid that if my spirit or my body is against this, and y'all, if my spirit and my body is against this and I don't say no, then my body is going to go against me. I might have stomach issues. I might have a migraine, a headache. My body will tell me no if I don't say no. My body will go against me if I don't say no. Like that should be valid enough reason to say no. You can't just say no. I keep my circle small. Keep your circle small. Keep your circle small. Period. So that's a boundary that most people should have, because if you don't say no, then you're not an individual person who can be separate from other people. So understand, you need to say no. You need to say no. Me against the world. I'm from America, where the bald eagle flies. Shout out to everybody who's liked the live, y'all. We got 86 votes too. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to Sweden. They outside talking. Shout out to Sweden. How are you guys doing in Sweden? Is it cold there? And we as parents so used to putting ourselves second. Yeah. Especially as a parent with older children. I understand putting yourself second sometimes when it comes to like maybe a newborn, but even still then, you still have to find a way to put yourself first, because if you're not healthy, if you're not strong, and you keep putting a child up before you, then you're not actually benefiting your child. You're really not. You're not benefiting your child at all, because number one, you're teaching your child to be self-sacrificing and put other people's needs before yours. and as being just a visual model in general, like them just watching what you do, which is how they collect most of their behaviors. They're going to learn that saying no is not right, you know. So it's the same way how a mom, leaves her child. You know how they have those moms who are housewives, but they still put their child in daycare maybe like a couple of days a week because they need to maybe go get their nails done, go get a massage, go get their hair done, go clean up the house. So it's one of those things where sometimes you'll feel bad because you feel like, well, I'm not doing this individual a service if I put myself first. But it's like, you're really not doing that individual service because you're not putting yourself first. Seriously. So it's one of those things where you have to figure out the fine line between what is necessary and what is not necessary. Like I said earlier, you have to do business with yourself first. And I realize as I get more and more into this YouTube thing, talking to y'all on YouTube, I realize I really am teaching you guys how to do business with yourself first, with the way you speak to yourself, with the way you handle yourself, and especially around other people. What GR said, I don't know what he said. Boundaries for other people also, yeah. Shout out to South Carolina. You said it's cold? I was just talking to a friend in South Carolina earlier. She didn't say it was cold, though. Okay, enjoying life. I love that. Codependent. I don't know if it's codependent. I don't know if it's codependent. I don't know. What y'all think? Y'all think it's codependent? Some may see you as a pushover. Exactly. Well, Matrix, you got to help yourself. That's why they talk about with the mask. You getting your mojo back? Mojo back. Okay, shout out to the father of three. I'm guessing it's a father behavioral finance. I'm guessing you're a father. I don't know. Are you a mother or a father? Are you close? No, I'm not close. We just know each other online because we did the work together online. Had to tell her some tea. I was so happy that she even called and reached out because I said, I got to let you know what's going on. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. Life works out for me. I can tell you, hey, Scott, where you been, Scott? Say no to reasonable request if I have the time. Okay. How you been, Scott? You been out there in the forest, in the woods? You a natural man? Okay. Okay. Hi, Loki. Been a hot minute since like I want to exactly. It's been a minute. Where you been? You healthy? You wealthy? You happy? I know some things was going on. But like I was telling y'all earlier, before we end the live for today, y'all, I gotta tell y'all, like, I'm super excited to be in a place where I can actually start teaching you guys how to apply the stuff that I talk about. I talk so much, but you can only figure out so much of life by yourself with just hearing me talk, So I made a decision that we're going to do an intimate group. It's only going to be 3 people, only 3 people. We're going to do an intimate group where I give you guys a free workbook, my favorite workbook. And I created this workbook years ago. I created this like 4 years ago. And I've literally been using it since for 4 years. So I'm going to be taking you through the workbook, and it's going to be supporting you guys in overcoming the limiting beliefs. I don't sell this workbook. I've never put this workbook out, honestly. But I think it is going to be great for whoever gets to join the intimate live workshop. So if you've been dealing with career problems, you've been stressed or overwhelmed, overthinking about relationships, finances, any of those things, etc., really honestly, then make sure you join the intimate workshop. I put the description, I put the the link in the description, but actually let me go ahead and put the link in the comments for y'all too, just in case y'all want to join. Again, it's going to be private and very intimate. Make sure y'all got it. Only 3. Yeah, only 3 people. Only 3 people. So I put the link in the comments for you guys if you guys want to check it out or join. I am super excited because I believe anybody who's going to join and be participating in this, they're really going to see benefit. Like when I say a shift in spirit, a shift in mindset, like I'm super excited for anybody who joins. But other than that, If you guys do decide to join, I'll see you guys later on that day. But I did want to talk about any trending topics as well before we got off of here today. Hearing and seeing me is medicine. Okay, I love that. You know what? My friend on the phone told me earlier, because there was a lot of stuff going on at the time in the past when we were talking more often. And she said, you are a silver lining and all that. Like, literally, you're a silver lining. I was like, oh my God, that is so nice. Taking care of the family. Okay, period, Scott. I'm proud of you for sober. A big contributor to my sobriety is being of service to others. I love that. That's amazing, Scott. Congratulations. Can you guys tell Scott congratulations? That's a big deal. You said saying no. Oh, I'm quick with a no. What it could be is me for someone I don't even know. Hell no. Okay, period. How will one get chosen? Just be Andrew. Just be one of the first people to sign up. That's how you get chosen. That's a digital asset you have. Yeah, behavioral. But I think the meeting, the workshop that we're gonna do is an introduction price. So it's one of those things where this is my first time hosting this with you guys. I do definitely believe that the workshop is worth like over $200, even more, because personally, when I work with individuals, that price is honestly like for over $400 when I'm working one-on-one. So this is actually a very small price for this, but it's also because it's the first time that I'm working with a group of people instead of one-on-one. So I'm doing it a different format than what I do when I'm working with individuals one-on-one with mindset and stuff like that. So it's definitely one of those things where you'll see the price increase in the future, but just for now, I just want to try it out. I want to give you guys the option, whoever wants to sign up. So you're a veteran? What? Oh my, I can't say no. It's the source of all my issues from a rushed marriage to ending being isolated. Oh. So did you get your answer today? Friend, did you get your answer today? Then go ahead and price what's your worth. That's what I'm saying. In the future, the price is going up. Don't trust and believe. Don't be afraid. Behavioral finance. In the future, the price is going up. Do not be afraid. But for now, this is an introduction price because this is my first time doing a group setting like this. So that's why if y'all want it now, get it now. Try it out now. I think I might do one more introduction price like that. But then after that, if I enjoy doing this group, if I enjoy doing a group setting because I really want to see how I feel about it, then you guys will see me do it more often. So, and you'll see the price go up. Behavioral. Don't be scared for me. Don't be scared. You going bowling? Rico, have fun. One life, two life. Real men don't be shy and go for what they want. What? Yeah, I don't know. I forgot the city that she live in. Your parents told you to pursue the dreams. I don't know if I'm in your dreams particularly. We got 100 votes, y'all. So what's some trending topics that y'all see? Because I see a lot of stuff going on YouTube. What do y'all be seeing going on trending topics wise? Let me know. What do y'all see? Hello, Sponge. We got 100 votes. Make sure y'all double tap the live. What do y'all see trending topics wise, y'all? Current events, yeah. Current events. What do y'all be seeing? Let's talk about it. Hello, Tristan. Welcome back. Welcome back. How are you doing? Hello. Okay. Hello, nerd. Hello. Maybe that's another shirt I need is I am a nerd. All this in brains too. So funny. Let's look at the poll. 51% said yes, they've had trouble saying no in the past. 33% said no, they do not. They did not have that problem. And 17% said they cannot remember. So the skies are acting up. What's going on? The skies. Like, you talking about like off of The Simpsons when the sky became a dome? Too much about that. Who kidnapping? I don't think I heard that story yet. Unless you're talking about the islands. I heard that one. I heard about the islands and stuff. Maybe is that what you're talking about? Hello, hello, hello. You feel like that's a good topic? What's a good topic, Liv? The kidnapping. It's not a story that I follow, if I am so honest with you guys. I do not like to hear stories about children being in those predicaments. Like, I do not like hearing those stories. It makes my soul feel uncomfortable. So it's difficult for me to hear those things. So I don't follow those stories. Now, cosmic changes, planets, and aliens. The new co-host, Mother. What are you talking about? I'm doing well, Tristan. Cosmic changes, planets, and aliens. So let's look up. I know that cosmically Saturn, if you're into astrology, Saturn just entered into Aries. So that's a big deal. So a lot of people may have felt a completion when it came to some area of their life and the amount of hard work they dedicated to it. They may have saw some type of benefit come back to them from some type of hard work. I know my Saturn was moving through my 10th house. So as you guys can see, my career is booming. I love my career. Honestly, I just really found real joy for my career. I always enjoy my career, but I really, 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 really enjoy what I do for work. So I put a lot of effort into it. So that's an astrological thing. So her mother was kidnapped. Ooh, let me see. Two weeks ago. I have been watching a lot of murder mysteries or murder stories. Are we talking about Savannah Guthrie? Is this Savannah Guthrie? Please, Mother. Hey, Lotto. So I don't know who this lady is. Why is this story important? I don't get it. And I'm not disrespecting this story. I'm truly confused. Okay, so it says 84-year-old mother of, oh, okay, because she's a co-anchor on the news. That's why it's important. Okay. So people were thinking she got abducted. Abducted by who? Average wearing on her doorstep. Oh, so she got adult napped. And now they got a reward for over $100,000 for this lady. And it's February 22nd. That lady, I'm sorry. I don't know. I feel like that's one of those things where that lady is gone because it's been 20 days and she's an older woman. I'm so sorry for this woman. I'm so sorry for her. Yeah, that's crazy. Hopefully they find the people. If it got this much attention and they got $100,000 reward for the lady from FBI, baby, somebody's going to jail. Trust and believe. Somebody going to jail. Have a good day, Andrew. That's interesting. Y'all know what I've been being nosy and paying attention to on YouTube. Y'all know the Anton Daniels drama, the Corey Holcomb, Anton Daniels, Mika drama. That's what I've been paying attention to. One thing about it, hello Garib, is that people on YouTube are very petty. And I'm like, I will be careful to dot my I's and cross my T's with these people because people on YouTube are hilarious. These people have been titling videos, Mika's husband is going to leave after this one. Mika's husband is embarrassed. Like nobody knows her husband. Nobody has seen this woman's husband. Not one time, but everybody's comments, everybody's videos have been, Mika's husband has been disrespected. Mika's husband is angry after this one. I'm like, these titles are hilarious. Like, seriously. Yeah, that's Rico, and I'm happy you said that because I agree. I'm like, we just had two corny men come together and create all this drama just for it to be trending for weeks and for all that business to come out. And really for Anton life ain't about to change after this. But everybody else's life is blown up. I just think that's so funny. I just think it's crazy to be a married person and to behave in whatever manner. Like, you would expect a married person to not seek out relationships with the other sex and to not put themselves in predicaments that may deem them untrustworthy with the other sex. Like, but obviously, y'all ever met? I used to know somebody when I was at a particular stage in my life, and they used to date a guy, and they had so many issues with this guy. The whole family hated this guy because of this person. And so they used to date other people and then would go home with that guy. Like, they would go out on dates. We would go out, be hanging out with other dudes, and then the person would still go home with that same guy. Some relationships are very messy like that, and that's just what it is. So it's like, why are we so worried about other people's relationship? If this woman was able to hop on a plane and be gone for multiple days and be with another man and her man don't know, baby, that's not our business. It's not our business at that point. Your girl is in a whole different state for multiple days with another man. Baby, that's not our business. He don't care. So that's what I've been seeing on the YouTube lately, the drama. Oh my. Okay. There's a lot of people on here today. Y'all had a lot to say. Yeah, YouTube content creator drama is very cringy. Scandal sell, scandal do sell. It definitely do sell. So I thought that was so interesting. I'm like, wow. Now I'm gonna try to come on here tomorrow. I'm really going to try. Y'all one of my people. Y'all know we talking about no. I don't know if an hour is going to kill me. Like, an hour on here is not going to kill me. So I'm going to try, but I'm going to also let you guys know that I do have a very busy day tomorrow. So if I don't make it, that's why. Yeah. You know, life be life, and I'm an adult who has adult responsibilities. So we outside. But yeah, that's what I got for you guys today. If y'all haven't noticed, I changed the name. Changed my ad name. What y'all like it, Sage Talks, because I'm the sage who's talking just to run away from my wife. Oh my God, HD. Did you at least talk to her before you ran away? Are you being honest, HD? Let me know, because you just said something random. Are you making things up, or are you being honest? Let me know. You know I'm a little nosy, so I had to know. I gotta know. $115 votes. Now, why we ain't got 115 likes? Let's not be petty. Y'all gotta double tap the live. Hello, Megas. You gotta double tap the live. I find a way to plan for business trips. Oh, why you just don't divorce? Let's have a come to Jesus meeting. Oh, it's 100% true. Why you just don't get a divorce? Why you running away from your wife? What your wife do? What happened? What was done? Let me know. I gotta know. I need to know what's going on. A virtual prison. Oh my God. That's one of those things where we gotta have like an in-person conversation. Because my question's gonna be quick. Because you're gonna say something and my mind gonna automatically be like, well, let me tell y'all something that just happened. She tricked you into getting married and you cannot say no. That sounds like a Sound like a personal problem. Listen, I was having a conversation with somebody. Now, mind you, this person flirts with me very often. And I just let that shit slide. I just be minding my business because one out of many, you get tired. So one day this person sat down while I was doing something and they started complaining about their wife. Now, me, I'm not the type of person who cares for a male's validation. I'm very much pro girls. I'm a woman. Hey. And I know that most people, unless they're like really crazy, are not trying to harm another person, right? So this person is complaining about their wife, and I said, well, it sounds like some of the issues that you're complaining about, it wouldn't be a problem if you just did A, B, and C. And so we had that conversation. They said what they said, and then they came back a couple of weeks later, and they was like, this is what they said. They said, you be using that psychologist stuff with your family. And I said, psychologist stuff? I'm not a psychologist, y'all. I'm not a psychologist. I am just very intuitive and intellectual, So I said, what you talking about? And they said, me and my wife has actually been on good terms. Things have been going well. I said, well, what happened? He was like, I took what you said and happy wife, happy life. And he said things have been going better for him. Now, I don't know exactly what he did because I didn't really ask any extra questions. I just left it at that. But a lot of the times, the problem that you have with your relationships is really you. I also, when we did that marriage conversation, I was asking more people, like married people who were married for a long time, their advice. And I remember this one guy, he was an Indian man, older Indian man, had to be like 70s, 60s, 70s, right? And he had said something about if you feel like the grass is greener on the other side, it's because you're not watering your grass. So a lot of the times if you get into a point of committing to somebody, whether you felt forced or not, that still was a personal decision that you had to decide. Sometimes I get it, like you may have family, like let's say you are Indian or you come from a Muslim background. Sometimes you'll have family and you'll feel forced into these predicaments. But sometimes we really do have to remember the authority that we have in our own life. And you have the ability to say no when it's your time. And if you don't say no, then again, you're going against yourself. And it's nobody else's problem when you can't say no. Nobody's going to save you. Now, there are some people who say no and then they get beat up. That's a different story. That's a completely different experience. Now, sometimes you got to lie. I've lied and said something because I felt like if I don't say something, then this person is going to harm me. And that's me as a woman, right? So I get it. Sometimes you might say something if you feel truly unsafe, right? But most of the time as a man, more often you're not going to feel so unsafe. So don't be afraid to speak your mind. Don't be afraid to say no, put your foot down, set boundaries, all these things, You truly believed I was a psychologist? Okay, thank you. Most people do. So I can sleep at night. Exactly, so you can sleep at night. Say no and stand on it 10 toes. 10 toes, don't play. You will be okay. Like, as long as you're not getting abused for saying no, you're going to be okay. You will, I promise you. If you start practicing it now, most people you might get backlash. People are going to be uncomfortable with your changing spirits because they can't get over you anymore. But that just means that you're going to be growing out of that environment. And a lot of times you'll be moving into another level of relationships with other people. Oh, thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. Some spouses are doing too much manipulation and controlling, and you may have to let their ego become crazy when they hear the word no. Yeah. And y'all know, I get it. Sometimes spouses get to a point but that shows something about them within them, you know. Sometimes you have to ask your partner, what are you worried about? Why are you trying to manipulate? Like, you gotta call it out. And you gotta, I feel like you're trying to manipulate and control. What are you worried about? You know, what are you scared of? You know, you gotta be honest and say, I'm not leaving you unless you do A, B, and C. Unless you beat me, lie, cause like dirty ass lying, like unnecessary lying, unless you cheating on me, abusing me, you know, those are some boundaries where you can be like, I'm leaving today. Goodbye. Actually, you don't even have to know that I'm leaving. You will just come home and the house will be packed up. I'm one of those people. That's my problem. I feel like sometimes I'm one of those people where once I no longer am like, okay, this is for me, you just won't see me ever again. Like, that's just what it is, you know. Hello, Io. Okay, puppy dog eyes is interesting. I guess, thank you. Okay. So, you know, sometimes we have to get comfortable with calling out behavior that is not okay. Earlier when I was telling you guys the issue that I was having when it came to, oh, that's what I forgot to tell y'all. I got some tea about somebody and I was like, yes, the devil is went to hell. You know, and I was telling myself, you know, I don't like when bad things happen to humans, because humans are humans. But when you do me dirty, when you try to bully me, when you try to create groups, when you try to make a group go against me, and I didn't do nothing but my best, baby, now you could go to hell. And I actually want to watch you go to hell. So recently, somebody who's done very terrible things to me, as a woman who got more than 20 years over me, I heard some terrible things happen to her, and I said, good. So, you know, life is going well. But at the end of the day, people, you gonna say no, people gonna try to gang up on you. You gotta cuss them out. This is what I learned. You gotta cuss people out when they try to gang up on you, when they try to tell you that you can't say no. Who are you? You are not my God. You are not the thoughts in my head that yell at me when I don't say no. You are not my headache that comes because you can't say no, or because I can't say no. I don't know why God put you in Nigeria. Please stop spamming the conversation. People have fears and insecurities. I guess we all do to varying degrees. Yeah, we all do. We all do. And that's okay. The problem is when you start letting those irrational fears control your life. We cannot allow irrational fears to control our lives. But that's what the deep work is about. That's what deep work is about, y'all. We got a lot of people voting today on this Sunday. Let's see if we can get one more like before we get off the live. Let's see if we can get 40 likes. What y'all think? Oh my God. Hello, Tile. Welcome back, Tile Rob. How have you been? Can we get 40 likes before we get off of here? We got 40 likes before we got off of here. Where are you from? I'm from America. Thank you, Tile. I appreciate you. So today's conversation, learn how to say no or die. Just what it is. So enjoy that. I will see you guys another day. Yeah, enjoy your life. Life is amazing when you start saying no. Okay. Or suffer. That's another one. Good one, GR. I love it. Say no or suffer forever and have a miserable life. All this in brains too. Bye. Have a good day.